Much welcome to Humanist TV Africa. You are most welcome to Humanist TV Africa, which we call HTV Africa. We are a network of very committed people across Africa, people that are humanistically oriented, but also people that are focused to change the narrative about the way most of the things are done, especially in Africa, but also looking at the global nature of things. We are a team of volunteers working into the media industry and promoting critical thinking, rational reason, science-based reasoning, but also we want to advance especially things that others fear talk about. Now, this is HTV Africa, and my name is Katom Mukasa. And of course, when we say Africa, we are all Africans, so we use Africa symbolically to mean humanity or what we call Ubuntu. Now, I want to encourage you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is also our Facebook page at Humanist TV Africa. Please remember to subscribe at Humanist TV Africa, but also write to us an email. The email is info@humanisttvafrica.com. Our spokesperson will be able to respond to your query. Our spokesperson is Brian Kabeko, who is based in Nairobi, Kenya. But also, you can send us a WhatsApp message. Our number is 254-747356-767. Still, our spokesperson is going to be able to chat with you, and of course, is going to be able to give you all the feedback about us. Now, we want to encourage you to please get in touch with Humanist TV Africa. You may want to be part of our panel. You want to be a guest. You may want to be a journalist working with us. You may want to be a freelancer. You may want to be a volunteer. You may want to be a case worker who handle several cases as Humanist TV Africa. Remember, we are registered as a charity. We are an NPO, or call us a non-profit organization. We are registered. By registration, I mean we have a certificate of registration, and we are working legally as a media house that is humanistically oriented. So we are looking for volunteers. We are looking for people who can be able to work with us. We want to open up more studios across the world. If you're watching me, you are in Europe, you are in the USA, you are in Central America, or we call them Americas, you are in Asia, you are in Africa, and you want to work with us, there is still a window of opportunities. Please remember to write to us. The email is right there, info@humanisttvafrica.com. Remember, if you want to work with us, you want to join our programs, that is the email, info@humanisttvafrica.com. And of course, I repeat our WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp is +254-747-356-767. And of course, our spokesperson is Brian Kabeko, to be able to speak with you and update you on the procedure to join us. Remember, we have studios in Uganda, we have studios in Kenya, we have studios in Zambia, we have studios in Zimbabwe, we have a studio in Sierra Leone, and of course, we have studios in Nigeria and Ghana. So we are welcoming you to join us. Of course, we have studios in the UK, and we have studios in the USA, but we want to open up more studios. Now, I take more time to tell you what about this TV. This is Humanist TV Africa, and of course, we intend to promote rationale, to promote reason, objective reason, to promote critical thinking, to look at areas which popular media does not look at. Our intention is to inform, educate, and then finally entertain. Inform, educate, and entertain. Now, today I want to continue talking about Africa, but in a most important way, talk about entrepreneurship and, of course, Africa's competitive advantage. My name is Katom Mukasa, and of course, as you have seen on the screen, I'm a lawyer by training who is more interested in issues, human rights, but also issues development. Today, we are talking about Africa, and I want to talk about How can Africa use her competitive advantage? This is episode 6. If this is your first time, please, I want to request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can be able to see our previous talks. I've made 5 episodes on one topic, Africa and her competitive advantage. I've been saying routinely, Africa is not poor. The only problem with Africa as a continent is that we have been defined by others and we have allowed other people to define us. They will tell you, oh, Africans are poor, Africans are suffering, Africans lack food. Those are lies. Those are lies. Africans have food. In fact, Africa has the best environment in the world. Therefore, we have the potential to have food and feed the rest of the world. Africa is not so much in conflict as people want to tell you. And Africa has the best scenery, the best views as a tourist who can go and watch and have a breath of fresh air. And again, Africa has the most loving, the most humane, the most happy, the most welcoming, entertaining people are in Africa. The other time I was looking at a post by one YouTuber called Wadomeya. He was talking about the Hamba people who actually offer free sex. It's funny. But Hamba people somewhere in Southern Africa, they offer you free sex when you go to visit them. That is fun, of course, but it's part of the culture of Africa. Some societies have still remained in those backward cultures, but I'm bringing it out to show you how hospitable Africans are. In Rwanda, where I partly have a connection, in Rwanda, when people went to visit in those years of 1817s, you could actually be given a woman or a young girl to have fun with as a visitor. See, that's hospitality in African culture, It's, of course, today against the international norms, of course, against the culture standards, against human rights. I'm showing you the level of commitment, the level of entertainment that was in Africa. Today, when you hear about prostitution, don't think it began simply yesterday or today. It has been there for a long, long time, but in different forms. Overall, Africa is so welcome. In Africa is only a place where you can go and no one's going to tell you, oh, look at this guy, he doesn't look like me, therefore I'm not going to welcome them. No, Africa welcomes everyone. Basically, Africa welcomes everyone. We're going to find Asians very happy there in Africa. They are part of us. We're going to find Caucasians very happy in Africa. I've never had an incident in Africa where a Caucasian was harassed. That people say, oh, go away because you are Caucasian. Go away because you are Asian. Go away because you are Arab. It's not common in Africa. Yet, of course, in Europe, you have seen them say, go away because you are black. You have seen them in the US saying, no, black people here are discriminated. You have seen them in so many other continents, not in Africa. What am I saying? Africa is more welcoming. We are not openly racist as other races. Other races actually are openly, most of them are openly racist in so many ways. In Africa, no, they may be racist, yes, but they are not as open as it is elsewhere. Africans are so welcoming. So, why are we saying this? We are saying it as part of our competitive advantage. When you go to Africa, you are sure of having water to drink. You are sure of having food. You are sure of having someone who's going to say, come and stay here. That is Africa. Hospitality is part of our DNA in Africa. Ubuntu, as we call it, because we said, I am because you are. Now, that is Africa. That is our competitive advantage. Being humane, the humility, the humbleness, the love, the care, the culture that is so involving, so engaging, so welcoming, so entertaining. That is Africa. I'm selling it to you today. Africa is not dying, as they're telling you. Africa is not under famine, as they're telling you. In fact, Africa is full of life. The future of the world is mostly in Africa, where most of the things remain undiscovered, remain virgin, remain underutilized. So, why do I organize this topic? For people watching HTV, I want to tell you, you want to invest? Africa is your number one investing destination. If you want to invest, think about Africa. Virgin lands, vast lands, welcoming people, entertaining people, happy people. That is the Africa I'm talking about. So we are using this TV to change the narration that Africa is dying, Africa is under war. No. Basically, Africa is full of life. Today, I'm going to showcase to you 20 national parks in Africa that are full of life. That when you go to Africa, you're going to see something new. Africa has animals that you will never see anywhere in the world. Trust me, they are animals that specifically for Africa, specifically for our tropics, specifically for our environment. Animals, birds, you will never see anywhere in the world. So if you want to discover, see something new, go to Africa and have a breath of fresh air. Today, I'm talking about Africa and her competitive advantage, which we can use to empower people out of manufactured poverty. I often talk about manufactured poverty. Why are people in Africa poor? Cash-wise. Why are they poor? Because deliberately, there are so many things that are done wrong. You have the resources going for you, you have the best soils going for you, you have the best environment going for you. Why should people in Africa have no cash? Distinguish the two. Have no money in their pockets when they have all these resources going for them, when they have the best soils in the world. Africa has soils where you can grow food 12 months a year. Africa has soils where you can grow food 12 months a year. Why should we say we don't have food when we have the best soils in the world? Africa has an environment that doesn't have this snow. Much of Africa is free from snow, free from this kind of torrential winds and all that, all these calamities. Africa doesn't have them. So if you're an investor in Europe, you're a commercial farmer, how about thinking about going to Africa and invest and make money, but also empower people in Africa to have the cash in their pockets? So we are using this TV to tell you the beauty about Africa that you don't know today. I'm going to showcase to you 20 national parks in Africa that maybe you didn't know. I'm also going to show you some of the animals that actually are found specifically in Africa. And then you are going to be interested and say, let me go and watch some of these animals, some of these birds. I should tell you that my neighbor Kenya has many national parks. I'm a Ugandan. Uganda has quite a number, but I think Kenya, when I was doing research, Kenya was having quite a number of national parks. There are national parks in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Tanzania. I'm going to be showing you some of these photos. So I'm going to invite my producer in Kenya to showcase some of these images, as I'll be telling you which national park is this, which animals can be found here and there. I'm going to make it much more brief, but also very entertaining. Brian, let us look at some of these images from different national parks in Africa, as I'm going to be mentioning to you which national parks you can pay a visit if you want to go to Africa. Let us look at these images and then see. These are camels. Those are camels. You can only find them in the northern part of Africa, the Maghreb area. You are likely to find those camels. Brian, I think I better love the picture to be there bigger than myself, so people can be able to see the pictures better than seeing my face. So if you go to North Africa, you are more likely to find these animals. And of course, if you go to parts of Tanzania, you're going to find these animals, the camels, and then you're going to be able to enjoy them. Go to Serengeti, you're going to be able to enjoy this. So Serengeti National Park is in Tanzania. When you go to Kruger, which is South Africa, you're going to find these animals there. Then it's continuing, Brian continue showcasing. Those are zebras. The lion. There are some countries that have lions as part of their flags, but actually have no lion in those countries. Sometimes I wonder why did these countries have lions in their flags, their emblem, when they don't have lions actually. So I'm encouraging them to go to Africa and see real lions than having them in their flags. Brian, help me tell these people to go to Africa and see the real lions than having them in their flags without having real lions in this country. So go to Masai Mara, which is in Kenya. Go to Amboseli, which is in Kenya. Go to Tarangire, which is in Kenya. Go to see all these animals. I told you Kenya has many national parks. Go to Meru, which is also in Kenya, and watch these animals. Watch the lions, watch the zebras, watch the chimpanzees. Go to Kenya, of course, go to Botswana. Botswana has a Central Kalahari Game Reserve in Botswana. Botswana also has Makagadiki Gadi, which is also in Botswana. When you go to Botswana, you're going to find Chobe. Those are the rhinos. The rhinos and all those other animals, all of them found in Africa. The elephants as big as that. Go to Africa. Go to Botswana in Chobe. Go to Ali in Namibia. Go to Etosha National Park in Namibia. And of course, go to Central Kalahari, which is in Botswana. Go to Garamba, which is in DRC Congo. You are going to see these animals. The biggest animal is none other than the elephant. And we are going to find elephants in Uganda. When you go to Uganda, when you go to Botswana, when you go to Congo, when you go to Rwanda, Rwanda has a national park called Gombe Stream Kamera National Park in Rwanda. Go to Rwanda and see this. This is Serengeti, somewhere in Tanzania. That is Serengeti there. You're going to find those beautiful animals there. Go to Meru. Go to Malawi. Malawi has these elephants. Go to Liwonde National Park in Malawi. You're going to have a look at this. Go to Uganda. Uganda has these elephants, the zebras. Of course, the antelopes are in Uganda, in Namibia, in Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania, Botswana, Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, Congo, and of course, Mozambique and Malawi have all the animals I'm showcasing to you today. If you go to DRC Congo, go to Mangrove National Park, go to Serengeti. I told you Serengeti is in Tanzania. Go to Ngorongoro in Tanzania. I was in Tanzania. I checked them out in Ngorongoro. Of course, go to Rwanda. Go to Gombe Stream Kamera in Rwanda. Go to Queen Elizabeth National Park, where you'll find the giraffes in my own country, back home in Uganda. That is the bird. Dennis, Brian, give me that bird. Give me the crane. Give me the crane, the bird, the crane. Leave it there. That is a bird we put on the flag of Uganda. It's called the crane. You can only find it in Uganda, to the best of my recollection. That is the bird you find on our flag as Ugandans. Beautiful, beautiful, peaceful bird. And of course, Ugandans are very peaceful people. Naturally, very humble people. So that is the crane, which is on our national flag in Uganda. You can always see it in Uganda. Very beautiful bird there. Go and see the crane. Yes, the rhino, yeah, are in Uganda. The rhinos are in Rwanda, Tanzania, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa, Tanzania, DRC Congo, Mozambique, Malawi. Look at the monkeys. Look at the monkeys, of course. Look at those special lizards. You're going to find them again in Africa only. And there are several types of those beautiful, beautiful species down there in Africa. Go to Lamami in Tanzania. Go to Makagadeke in Botswana. Go to Kafu in Congo Basin. And go to Virunga in, again, Congo DRC. Go to Queen Elizabeth National Park in Uganda. Of course, there are so many beautiful tourist attraction destinations, simple houses they have built in Africa here and there. Go to Arir in Namibia. Go to Amboseli in Kenya. You could, of course, go to Kruger in South Africa, go to Serengeti in Tanzania, and of course, you can go to Galamba in the Congo, Kafue in Congo, Romami in Tanzania, and of course, Mozambique. You can go to a place called Volcanoes National Park in Mozambique. You can go to Meru in Kenya. You can go to Rwanda in Malawi. Now, these are some of the very interesting national parks in Africa. Quite a number of them have been mentioned, about 20 of them in a brief, showing you the countries which have these interesting national parks and what you can find there, which you cannot find in other countries. Now, tourism is one industry that can make people in Africa rich cash-wise. Remember, our animals are not going anywhere. We simply have to give them freedom to stay alive. Therefore, we must avoid encroaching on their lands. We must avoid poaching. And we must encourage tourism. We must encourage our own children to go and visit these national parks. We must not wait for foreigners from Europe, from Asia to come to our countries and visit. We must be the first visitors of our own countries' national parks. Let our children love our own treasure first, and then we're going to encourage other people to come and watch. Why? Because these people elsewhere don't have these animals. These animals are only found in Africa, largely in the tropics where we come from. This is the natural resource today I wanted to share with you. But one, we have resources including animals that are specifically for Africa, in Africa, and we must encourage people to go and check them out. We have the best facilities in our national parks, the best hotels in our national parks, the most happy people, tour guides in our national parks. I'll have programs in the future where I should be advertising hotels in Africa that actually are for tourism. I'll be advertising companies in Africa that are working under tourism. This is the TV you are going to be able to sell companies that are into tourism. We shall be advertising them here and showcasing to you what they can offer, the prices they have to offer, and then we'll tell you if you want to go to Kenya, this is the company to work with. If you want to go to Uganda, this is the best company. We're going to be looking at these companies and